You would like to create a logotype, but you have no inspiration, you have no idea. In this video, I will share my system of thinking to create a logotype from zero. I will show you my creative thinking based on 3 important points, showing you my mindset every time I have to create something from zero. And a 4th one, that is the most important one, so stay tuned, keep watching, because this is very interesting for you. You will be able to see how I create one of my most famous logotypes for one of my most famous Formula 1 documentaries, the Ethan One, that tells the championship battle between the 7 times Formula 1 World Champion Lewis Hamilton against one of the most young talented drivers at that time in 2021, Max Verstappen. I am Dani Lozano. I am Formula 1 content creator that is creating videos Formula 1 edits in my main YouTube channel that is Flows by Dani Lozano. I create graphics and logotypes for the videos and F1 documentaries I was making during the last 10 years. The first point I use before to create a logo from scratch is thinking the story that the logo represents. What kind of story is behind your logo? If you have clear the purpose of your logotype, you will have much more ideas immediately, not only about shapes or colors, about how it's gonna be the final design, how it's gonna be represented. This is the logotype, the Ethan One logotype that I create for the documentary. I use 2 colors. Basically, it's about orange and purple. I decided to use these colors because they are associated to the protagonist of my documentary. Lewis Hamilton, 7 times Formula 1 World Champion, at that time in 2021, started to use different helmet designs. Some years ago, he decided to use in his helmet designs white colors and yellow colors. But from 2020, he started to use purple and black in his helmet designs. That's why I decided to use purple color in the logotype. The orange color represents the other driver protagonist, Max Verstappen. Why orange? Max Verstappen is from Netherlands, and the color that is associated to Netherlands is orange. The fanatics of Max Verstappen go to the circuit to support, to cheer for Max Verstappen. They are named as the Orange Army. That's why I picked this orange that you can see in these lines above. The orange color is grading to yellow at the top. This yellow is associated also to Max Verstappen, but for another different reason. This yellow is a similar color that you can see in the skin of the lions. The logotype to represent Max Verstappen as a brand is the face of a lion. He used to wear this lion face at the top of his helmets. That's why grading from the orange to this kind of yellow is another way to associate Max Verstappen. The point number 2 is the color association. If you have not clear what colors to use for your logotype, there's an interesting exercise. You know what the logo is about because you have the point 1, you know? And now close your eyes, thinking in your logotype. Try to visualize your logotype. What color are you visualizing in your design? That's the color. You have the color right now. Once I knew the colors I will use for the logotype, I start to create more details. The logotype is about a championship battle for the Formula 1 2021 championship. So what I did later on was to create at the top of the logo this kind of symbol. It's some kind of crown to represent that there's only one championship available for 2 driver contenders. I associate the colors, the purple, the orange with the grading to yellow to this shape, and in that way to continue the harmony in terms of colors of the full logotype. Normally, most of the logos have 1 or 2 colors, no more, because if you start to create so much colors for a logotype, it can be distracting for the viewer. The harmony you can create around using only 2 colors makes much better a logotype in case you want to transmit some kind of message with that logotype. If you see the logotypes of the bigger companies in the world, you will be able to see all of these logos have 1 or 2 colors only, most of them. The 3rd point is shape representation. It's the same exercise we did in the point number 2. Close your eyes, thinking in your logotype. What's the form, the shape is coming to your mind? It's a circle, a square, it's a triangle, it's a pentagon. You have it. It looks silly, but it works. The next step that I took creating this logotype is to create some kind of symbology inside of the crown, of this kind of crown I create at the top with the stars. 7 stars are in purple and one of them is in orange. The 7 stars in purple represents the 7th Formula 1 World Championship Lewis Hamilton had. The star at the top, that is the bigger and is in orange color, is representing the 8th star, but this star was for Max Verstappen because at that time Max Verstappen was not world champion. But during the documentary, Max Verstappen was able to beat Lewis Hamilton in the last lap of the last race, overtaking him and taking the championship of that season, converting this star in his first Formula 1 World Championship, and it's in a purple background, which is the color associated to Lewis, representing Max Verstappen was able to beat a 7 times Formula 1 World Champion. At the same time, is the representation that Lewis was not able to achieve the biggest dream he had at that season, to convert himself in the greatest driver of all times, achieving the 8th World Championship, that will be the 8th star. In case you would like to get more information about this documentary, in this card you can get access to the official blog where I explain much more details about this documentary and about the story behind. Another element is the typography. In my case, I picked serif typography, which is typography that have these tails at the end of the borders of the letters. Serif typography works better to represent history from my point of view. Serif typography is represented as classic. In my case, it's a documentary that tells a very intense battle, a very intense story. That's why I select this kind of typography. I have a video talking about typography that I will place at the top of the video or in the comment section and in the description of this video in case you would like to take a look. The colors of the typography are associated as well to the whole logotype. The 8th is in some kind of light purple. It looks pink and I create this kind of light purple color because it's much more visible in small sizes. If I would use this purple, the purple that is darker at the bottom, the visibility of the logotype in small sizes of the 8th World will be much less readable. The 8th makes reference to the possible 8th World Championship Lewis Hamilton could achieve in that documentary, and 1 makes reference to the first championship Max Verstappen achieved in that documentary. There's more secrets about this title. In the description of this video and in the comments below you will be able to see the link where I reveal all meanings of the 8th and 1 title. It will be surprising for you, really. This post will be only available if you are Floss Premium member on Patreon. In the inside of the 8th War, you can see there's some kind of, let's say, empty space in black and around red borders to represent that the 8th championship was not possible. That's why the inside of the 8th letters are empty. At that season, Lewis Hamilton was not able to achieve the 8th title. You can play with the story of the logotype in every element of your logotype design, in the colors, in the shapes, and also in the typography, as we are seeing in this video. At the background of the logotype, you can see some kind of eyes representing that the winner of that battle was the driver that have as a representation a lion, that is Max Verstappen. A lion face logotype, as you can see here, not so much visible. It's like a secret, you know? But if you see in detail, you can see how the eyes of the lion are focused in the center of the logotypes. It's a way to give a special touch to your logo. If you like this kind of videos where I explain how I'm building my logotypes, you should to check this video where I explain how I upgrade one of the logos of my documentaries, the logo of Silver vs Red F1 2017 Clash of Champions. Finally, to create something from zero is very difficult. Don't be afraid to regret. Come back to the point number 1. Don't worry, start from zero again. We are humans, we are here to learn and to improve every time. Failing is possible, but giving up is not an option. Start from zero, let's do it again, don't worry. You will make it better next time, don't worry. The logotype, the design I was able to create in this t-shirt and in the documentary logotype, at the end of the day is a story. Human beings want to see stories, real stories, our heroes, our hopes, and our fears represented in a video, even in a design as well. So at the end of the day, this design is about history. This design means an experience the viewer can experiment watching the documentary, and every time a viewer watches the logotype with the typography, with the symbols, with the stars, they can think in that amazing battle between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, the fight for the world championship, for the 8th star for Lewis, for the first one for Max. All this cocktail of emotions is represented in the logotype. That's why a logotype is so important. Thinking in the experience the viewer will have watching your logotype, and probably after doing this thinking exercise, it will be much easier for you to know how will be the logotype you have to create from zero. In case you would like to get one of these t-shirts, you can do it. In this card, I will place the official store where I get this t-shirt. You can also get a pullover, hoodie, or even a mug. The link will be also in the description and in the comments below of this video. If you are a graphic designer, I strongly recommend you to watch more videos from this playlist. In this playlist, I have a lot of videos where I talk about Formula 1 and graphic design. Thanks for watching. See you very soon in the next video. Bye bye.